Hello everybody, time for another holiday look. I am pumping these out pretty much every week for the month of December. All holiday looks this month. I am not committing to any amount of videos. I think it's going to be about 3 or 4, realistically maybe 3, of these holiday type videos. I'll have timestamps down below and let's get into this look. Once again, I'm going to be starting off with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. And today I'm actually going to start off with the Complexion first because it is going to be a fairly simple eye look, utilizing as less products as possible, so it's just easy for you guys. I'm going to go in with this foundation here. This is technically a skin tint. It's the Sephora The Real Soft Radiant Skin Tint, and I'm obviously going to be mixing these two together. This is 210O Medium and 170O Light, and this is a very fluid foundation. You guys can see that it's quite runny, and of course I'm using my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush, and you guys can see it's just giving me a really nice glow, a healthy glow. It's not heavy on the skin, and it's also melting right in. The shade match is spot on. Now, I sometimes just like to go in with my fingers first before further blending this out. I'm going to take my Dior Backstage concealer and just sort of get rid of some of the darkness in here. This is very close to my skin tone. You can see it's almost like blending in. I'm going to blend this out with my BK Beauty A506 brush. You guys can see that it's actually just really canceled out any of my darkness. And at this point, I can go in with a brightening concealer, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm taking the Revealer Concealer by Kosas. Okay, it's still good because I've seen some people complain about separation and mold, but we're still good, I think. And I'm going to just brighten this area up. Just a tad bit. Same concealer brush, and I'm just going to sort of distribute this product. I'm not looking for a severely bright under eye because I want this look to be quite, wearable and daytime appropriate. So I want to start off by sort of curating the complexion before I really move on to the eyes and finish off the lips. I'm going to be mixing these two shades here from Milani Cosmetics. This is Milani Color Fetish Lipsticks, and I have the shades Passion and Dahlia. These are extremely creamy and long-lasting at the same time. They're more of a satin matte. I'm going to be mixing these two shades with the BK Beauty 110 brush. Just kind of go in and apply this. Now, I haven't applied any bronzer or anything yet, and that's because I kind of want to place the blush first before I go in with any chiseling or contouring. And I'm also applying all of the cream products first. I could have done this on top of powder too, but I just want to get a placement in first before I go in and cover this up with powder and everything else. Now, I'm going to take my foundation brush and just sort of work the edges so it really just blends into my skin without having any harsh lines or fading. I'm going to go in and set my under eyes at this point, and I'm just using my Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. This is the old formula with talc and not the Radiance formula that they came up with. That's just, I don't know why they would just ruin such a good product. But anyways, I'm going to set under the eyes. And with whatever is left on the puff, I'm just going to go around the perimeter and just set the rest of my foundation. I'm not taking it over the blush area. And now I want to go in with a little bit of contouring slash bronzing. I'm going to go in with this palette right here. This is the Jason Wu eyebrow palette, but I really love the cool tones in here. So I'm going to pick this shade up right here, which is at the very end. Has a little bit of, olive in there. And I just very lightly, very, very lightly want to bring this underneath where that blush is. You will barely see it on the skin, but it just adds like a really nice light contour. Now, when it comes to bronzing, I'm going to be using my trusty butter bronzer from NYX and just loading this up on a BK Beauty 104 brush. And I'm just going in and hitting up the tops of my temples just to add back a little bit of warmth and also a little bit over here. Now I'm just going to move on to my eyes and I'll bring you guys in a little bit closer. I'm actually going to be taking my Dior concealer and just sort of applying that to my lids. I'm actually going to just use my BK Beauty A105 or A106, sorry, the concealer brush to just, blend this out. And this concealer is just so good in covering up most of my discoloration. You can always go in with more layers. I prefer concealers or like foundations now over like actual eyeshadow primers, only because it's like a multi-use product and it has a little bit more coverage. And immediately after that, what you want to do is set with powder. I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is an A503 brush from BK Beauty, and I'm going to go in with my NYX Butter Bronzer, and I believe this is the shade Deserve Butter. Deserve Butter? Deserve Butter, yes, okay. I'm not even explaining what I'm doing. So I'm just basically, as you guys can see, just applying this onto my transition and my crease area, and I'm not being precise with it at all. After this, I'm going to go in with an eyeshadow palette. Now this is optional, you don't have to. I'm a little bit extra, so I'm going to be using the Patrick Ta. This is the Major Dimensions matte eyeshadow palette, and I'm mostly going to be sticking to the shades here. This one and maybe a little bit of this one. I might mix the two. And now I'm using a Rephr 01 mini brush, and I am going to pick up both the shade and the shade together, sort of like a cool and warm. And I'm going to apply this to the outer edge and also a little bit to the inner edge with whatever is left over, sort of like creating a halo eye effect. Pick up a little bit more of that warm shade. And I'm also going to take just this top brown shade into the waterline, not the waterline, sorry, the lower lash line, and just blend this out. Just connect it to the outer V there. Do not hate me for this one, please. This is expensive. In fact, it's so expensive that it's caused a controversy all throughout the internet ever since these products were announced. And I think you guys must have guessed by now. But this is the Patrick Ta Duo Glitter eyeshadows. These are the Major Dimensions Eye Illusion eyeshadow duo. This is in the shade Talk to My Team. I was not sent these. This is not sponsored by Patrick Ta. I did buy this on my own. I have another shade that I bought because the shade spoke to me and not because I am promoting an expensive product. You do you. If you want to buy it, go ahead and buy it. But anyways, I wanted to go in first with this shade down here at the bottom. Has a bit of that pink gold reflect, and then perhaps top it off with this white gold, almost like it is like a white gold actually with gold reflex. But anyways, I am going to take this on my fingers because I just know with these gel type shades, fingers work best, right? So there we go. And I'm only going to place this to the center of my eyelids. And then just, you know, just sort of like leave the outer and inner corners with that depth. This way it just sparkles on the center of the eyelid. That's where you have the maximum impact. And wow, I quite like this shade. Now this is not a unique shade whatsoever. I'm sure that there's other indie brands that have produced a shade like this, but I'm not gonna lie, these are quite glistening on the eyes. Whether they are $40 or $50 worth, I don't know. Of course, I did pay a little bit more because I'm in Canada, so I had to pay the Canadian equivalent. As I'm applying it, some of the shift in here is reminding me a little bit of the Danessa Myricks Lightworks 5 or 6 palette that she just came out with this year. Now that is also a pricey palette, but I think it's better value for your money, and you get different formulas and textures, but these seem a little bit similar to that. Anyways, I'm gonna go in with this lighter shade now and just pop that just in the center. And that just elevated this look even more. So I would say this is very fitting for the holidays. I'm taking this brown eyeliner from Swede. This is in the shade Dusty Brown. It's a satin kohl eyeliner. And I'm just going to add a teeny tiny line just to the top lash line. I'm adding this to the outer portion of the lower lash line and also the tight line. Then I'm just taking this eyeliner from Essence. This is the Meta Glow Duo Chrome Eye Pencil, and I'm just applying that from the inner corners to the outer corners on my lower waterline. Good old Monsieur Big mascara from Lancome. This is in waterproof. I have curled my eyelashes and I'm going to be applying loads of this because I'm not going to go in with any falsies. Again, keeping this look, you know, daytime appropriate, wearable, and for all of you out there who don't like falsies, and I know a lot of you guys don't wear them, Look at the difference between both my eyes. And of course, MAC Giga Black mascara for the bottom lashes. Now to build on the lip, I'm going to go in with MAC Spice just to build on it initially. And if I need a little bit more depth, we'll see. I think I might need to go in with a deeper shade. Yeah, this is a little too peachy. I'm going to go in with good old Endless Cacao from Makeup Forever. I really need to invest in a few more of these artist pencils. I have these two shades. I'm going to start off with Passion, which is one of my favorite shades. It has a little bit more of that mauve undertone. But I also want to add like a little hint of this. This is the shade Fleur, no, Dahlia, sorry, Dahlia. And this is like that berry, yeah, I think this is it. Just dabbing it on. All right, guys, I just went in with this ColourPop Lippy pencil. This is in the shade Hoopty. And this is like the perfect wine shade, or like that brownish wine shade to go in with Dahlia. And I just think that this lip is so much more better on me than just that brown shade alone. And now with that being said, I'm just gonna check my situation here and maybe go in with just a little bit more. And then I'm still going to go ahead and take my powder puff, press it, and just go over it so it's nice and seamless now. And I think I just want to add a little bit of highlighter to this look. This is the Revlon Skin Lights in the shade 201 Daybreak Glimmer. If you're an OG, you'll know that this is a dupe for the Anastasia collaboration with Amrezi. Like, she came out with a gel highlighter, and I still do have that one, but that is no longer in stock. That's discontinued. But I just want you guys to see how beautiful this is. So if you missed the Anastasia collaboration with Amrezi, you guys can pick this one up. This is still in stock in its drugstore. And I'll give you that same sort of champagne look. I think out of all the looks, this is my favorite one because this is like minimal effort, maximum impact. This is a little bit more on the darker, vampy side of the holidays, but you know, I'm here for it. I'll see you next time. Bye.